Well, we had a tough loss, and I thought that was a game that we should have won. Again, played hard, but attention to detail and execution, I think, cost us that game. And, when you talk about being a disciplined football team and trying to do things the right way, but when you have 10 penalties and 6 or 7 drops, that hurts you. It's hard to win football games, when you do things like that.
Coach, can you speak about the improvements that you saw in this game against Gardner-Webb? Obviously, it wasn't a situation where you guys – it was a competitive game going into the fourth quarter or whatnot. What did you guys do right compared to the first 2 weeks of the season?
I thought our kicker, Adrian, I thought he performed well. I thought offensively we moved the ball up and down the field. Just again, red zone issues, and we had to execute when we get in the red zone. But I thought, offensively, I didn't think they could stop us. And, we had a couple of, like we said, self-inflicted negatives, drop balls and penalties that hurt us. We throw a touchdown and it gets called back for holding. But we just have to clean the game up a little bit, play a little cleaner.
As a former defensive coordinator and a defender, you talk about the red zone struggles you guys have had. But is it easier to defend a team in the red zone? Maybe that's why, is your playbook shrink a little bit, so it's kind of easier to defend you guys. Maybe why you're not getting as many touchdowns.
Well, the field does shrink, so it's going to shrink your playbook, obviously, as far as your play calling. But I think it's several different things. When you have 3 quarterbacks that played throughout the course of the season, throughout 3 games, I think that has a little bit to do with it as far as the chemistry and timing of things. And again, you have to pay attention to detail. When we tell you to run a 5-yard sit route over the ball and you drift it 7 yards, the quarterback throws the ball behind you. He's expecting you to be at a certain place. So, it's not hard. Just do what you're asked to do when you're asked to do it. And, the quarterback knows to throw the ball to a spot. And when the receiver's not there, incomplete pass on 3rd down.
You think it's a case where guys okay, we're inside the 20, maybe they relax a little bit, take their foot off the pedal a little bit?
I wouldn't say that. You just have to stay focused, one play at a time. I can't worry about the last play, and I can't look forward to the next play. We have to stay in the moment and execute right then at that moment. And, you see a lot of good stuff. You see a lot of positives, and you see growth. But, at the end of the day, it's about execution.
You've been here since you were named here in December, and
right.
3 road games, and now you bring your team onto the field for the home field for the first time this year, and you're coming back home and everything, so to speak. What's it going to be like for you coming home?
Man, I can't wait. It's a special place, and we have special people here, and we're going to perform at home. And our crowd, that's the Nest. Kelly Riddick is a tough place to play. I've coached on both sidelines, being on the home side and the visiting side, and it gets loud out there. The students are, they in it. They're in it. And it's a very, very tough place to play. And we expect our fans to come out, the students to come out and rally behind us. And it might be a little emotional for me coming back home, but I'm extremely excited.
Coach, you guys are going up against Elizabeth City, I believe, this week, and their D2 program. You guys are going to be desperate to get that first win, but you're going against a lower-level competition. Focus and determination, is that something that you are worried about at all as far as your team going into this game, knowing you're going up against a team from a lower division?
Not at all. We're on 3. We can't sleep on anybody, and we're going to respect them like we respect Townsend and Gardner-Webb and Austin Peay. And this week is going to be about North Carolina Central and us getting better. And when we clean up some of those other things, we're going to be fine. But we have to improve. Like we said last week and the week before, we have to improve, and it's about North Carolina Central University this week. But I know Coach Jones over there at Elizabeth City. We coached against each other back in the SWAC. And I know he'll have his guys, ready to play, and they do play hard.
Pee-wee, how's his progression through 2 games now?
I think he's getting better. I really do. And, you have to help him out. I thought we talked last week about being able to run the ball. That would one way to help him out, and I thought we did a much better job of running the football. And then, the other thing is, the receivers, we have to help them on the perimeter. And when you have 6 drops and several on 3rd down, you're not helping a young man out like that. And he stepped in, and I love his attitude. I love his demeanor. If you're ever around him, he's just a great young man. But the sky's the limit for him. And if you saw him, pull that one on his own read, And I thought he was about to go 60. He got tripped up, though. But he can play.
Obviously, he's earned the right to get some snaps from here on out throughout the rest of the season. I see Michael's back in the starting spot, but Pee Wee's earned some plays each game now.
Right. Well, Micah is our starting quarterback, and he's still going to be day to day, with his injury. And I'm not going to play him until he's, I don't believe in playing guys until they're ready to play. So if Pee Wee needs to go back this week again, I'm definitely comfortable with that. But Micah's our starting quarterback.
Like you said, Coach Jones' team definitely plays hard, but what other challenges do they present to you guys after you've seen the film now, I guess, through their first 2 games?
Right. I think their defensive front is very active. I mean, they are very active. I don't know the young man's name, number 15, and they have another guy over there that can flat out play, the defensive line. Their secondary is very physical, and they can run. So, we just have to do what we do and do it well. That's it.
This is a throwback old CIAA foes in this matchup, too. It's kind of like a throwback game to your playing days and the later CIAA games.
Right. Where'd you go to school?
It's like I was saying, it's a throwback to the old CIAA. Was it a big rivalry you played? Was it a big, intense game back when you guys shared the conference? Well, in the conference foes?
Well, all of them in the CI I thought were big games, and we used to play them in a classic. I believe it was a Down East Classic down in Rocky Mount. And I think they got us one year. But, But they're outstanding institution. I think they have a beautiful campus, great program, and I know a great young man that went to school there.
You like these? I know they're a lower division, but you like playing these local smaller schools like a Shaw and a St. Aug and the CIAA schools to kind of get that old HBCU rivalry in the non-conference going?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that the same way when we play up and have to go play Carolina or Duke or somewhere like that, and it gives our guys the opportunity, to play up against a local school. I'm sure those guys will be excited as well to play up and play us. And our guys, they have friends on that team. We recruit guys, and they have high school teammates. So I think it helps as far as recruiting in state. And it should be a good game.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.